Hello, so happy spring. In North America it's spring, I suppose. In the southern hemisphere, well, I don't know, is it fall? It must be, right? Okay, there's a difference between the northern and the southern hemisphere. I have to remember that. It's like living in Australia, it's like the opposite. And by the way, I'm sorry that I forgot to include Australia. I didn't lump them in with Western culture per se. Europe, the United States, Canada, and Australia. Okay, there. I have made my correction. I'm sorry. I'm staring at a map of the world here, and Australia is very important. It has made very important contributions, and will continue to do so for many years to come, I am sure. There, I've said it. I've made my apology. Well, spring is kind of a bittersweet time for me, since that's the season when my only sibling, 9 years younger than I, seemingly took his own life. And if you have any evidence, or if you know, or any knowledge that somebody pushed him off the building, please. But otherwise we assume that it was a deliberate decision on his part. I don't think you just stumble off the top of a roof. This is something that he planned for a while. And seems so not really uncharacteristic of him, because he had his social facade, which was affable, normal, handsome, well-groomed. But inside there was this darkness. Heart of Darkness, Joseph Conrad. Okay, I know, I read that a long time ago. His heavy metal stuff. It's all darkness. Blah, 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 darkness and death, darkness and death. Well, it's no surprise then. I mean, it definitely fits his personality. However, I'm sure that wasn't his destiny. He did choose to end his life early. And everybody's still scratching their heads. You had so much. If you understood how much you had going for you. I guess he just didn't expose himself to the proper influences. If one exposes oneself to the proper influences, one is less likely to do something dumb, like kill yourself. I don't mean to be mean, and I'm not angry, but I don't really have a lot of sympathy and or empathy for him, even to this day. You don't realize what you did to your mother. She would be alive today if you had not done that. I mean, she was already not in the best of health, and then you didn't care only about yourself. That was your last coup de grace, your most selfish act, killing yourself. Because now you've robbed all of my children of their uncle, the only uncle they would ever know. And you are not a bad guy. And I don't think you were as flawed as you made yourself out to be. I mean, the situation wasn't as hopeless. Yeah, I know a girl ruined your life. She ruined your credit score. She ruined your employment. She actually had you arrested. I mean, not judging, but in our family, it's a little bit rare, you know. It's a little bit rare. Okay. But at that point, he probably should have known she was bad news, because she herself had been arrested for getting into bar brawls. It was only a matter of time before that would kind of infect him, I think, because they had this huge brawl, like the mother brawl, the brawl to end all brawls in their apartment or something. And I don't want to go into it, because at this point, I'm not sure how much it really matters. He's gone now, as a consequence, really. as I've said, as Dad and I have said, if he had not met the wrong person, this would not have happened, and that's really true. This person was not the cause, but this person was the catalyst. That just doesn't make any sense at all. Our family was pretty crazy, pretty weird, but at the end of the day, you just kind of like keep a stiff upper lip. And he didn't have the ability to do that, I think, because he got hooked up with somebody who was just completely on the scale of psychopathy. They're 11 out of 10. I don't have any bitterness. There is no other explanation. I know for sure if he had not gotten involved with that person, he wouldn't be dead. He might have gotten involved with somebody just as bad, you know? He might have ended up like killing like 15 people before he killed himself if he'd gotten involved with somebody else. But at this point, you know, it's useless to speculate. Golly. So I'm growing a bunch of plants here in my room. I have a little black cat. She's so sweet. She's just the most beautiful little cat you've ever seen. Just pure black. From the tip of her nose to the tip of her tail, just black, 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 black everywhere. Black upholstery, black paw pads, black, black, black. Except for the eyes. Beautiful eyes. And tomorrow she has to... Well, she's got to be fixed because, well, we were kind of forced to do that. Like, I have a daughter that just is a little bit fanatical about that. It's like, well, you've got to get these cats fixed. So I'm sure she's not paying for it. But it is a low-cost spay and neuter clinic. Her brother, the black kitten's brother, has already been taken care of, and he's all right, except he doesn't meow anymore. He just squeaks. But we didn't want to have like 50 cats, 500 cats anyhow, so it really was the best thing, and he recovered fairly quickly. You always feel bad for these poor little cats, don't you? I think it's worse for a boy cat. To me, it's worse. Well, I used to have something down there, and it's not there anymore. With girls, you know, you just something inside has been altered or taken out, and maybe their tummy's going to be sore for a week or so, and then they'll just get over it, and they'll probably gain weight, yeah? Just like with the human, you know? Get you self-fixed, which I have. Oh, the world is breathing a huge sigh of relief to know that you have taken care of yourself. Well, if menopause ever happens, I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Haha, no. Doesn't seem like it. But, you know, once you get past 40, the chance of birth defects, it kind of goes up. And it was hard for me to make that decision to get myself fixed. It wasn't exactly getting my tubes tied. It was laparoscopic. They went through my belly button, and they just put these little, I don't know what to say, like little things in my ovaries to like cause scarring so that you can't actually release the egg that could be fertilized. I mean, you're still releasing eggs, but they can't go anywhere. So I hope this doesn't end up killing me someday, because it makes me squeamish just to think about that, but it's better than a hysterectomy, I suppose. To me, there's nothing more beautiful than a baby, and then after I was fixed, every time I saw a baby in the store, you know, with their parents or whatever, grandparents, I was like, oh, I love babies. You don't have any more ability to take care of babies. Just like cats, you know, they'll have litter after litter after litter after litter, and they'll still want to do it. It's just, it needs to be stopped. Let's put a stop to this. I love my cats. And I love kittens, but let's not be weird about this. Let's... There's enough cats in the world, right? And there's truth be told, there's probably enough people in the world. You don't necessarily have to have children. You could have dogs. You could have pets, of any sort. You don't necessarily have to have children. And now that brings me to the latest episode of Evil Lives Here. I didn't think I should make a video just about that specific episode, but it's just so gruesome. I don't understand. Basically, what really happened is this guy had lived with a woman for a few years, and she would gain all this weight, and her mother said, "Aren't you pregnant?" "Oh, mother, I can't have children." Thing was, she just enjoyed carrying a child to term, knowing it was alive, and then once it was born, she killed the child. She killed it. I don't know how many times she actually did it. She admitted to it at least twice, maybe 4 times. Oh, who does that? I mean, thank you for Evil Lives Here, because now we're acknowledging that it's murder. Whether she brought it forth early or not, it could be that she just said, well, this is the day you're going to die. Like, this is beyond Joseph Mengele. It's beyond Adolf Hitler. For a woman to carry a child in their body for basically to term and conceal the fact that she's pregnant from everybody, including her boyfriend. He wasn't the brightest bulb in the pack. I mean, obviously. But seemed to be a nice guy, like a sweet man. And he was, unfortunately, if he'd just been a little bit smarter and a little less trusting, he might have saved 2 of the children that were born to her that she murdered. And they were his kids. He had a son and a daughter by her, and it's sickness beyond comprehension. Like Ted Bundy, that's pretty sick. Yeah. John Wayne Gacy, that's pretty sick. But this is, to me, as a woman, I don't even think John Wayne Gacy could do something like this. What he did was very bad, of course. So, when you go to hell, you're going to be on the same level, unless you repent. I know Gacy was already executed. Wow. Come on. But I have all these plants growing in my window, and someday they'll grow up to be their own little plant persons. Some of them will be corn plants, some of them will be zucchini, some of them will be tomatoes, some of them will be flowers. And then, at the end of the season, they're going to be dead. Aren't you glad that for most human beings, you don't just live for a season, you live. As a Christian, it is my belief, and the belief of many of my fellow Christians, I hope all of them, you're going to live eternally with Jesus. Your life, when your physical life ends, your life continues in a better sphere, where you can't die, you can't feel pain, you're not going to be crying, you're just going to be like, oh wow, life is wonderful. On earth, we say life is a gift, but it's also a bit of a hardship, because there's a lot of sorrow. I don't care whether you're rich or poor, beautiful or handsome, or not so much. Life is going to be a burden as well as a blessing, because of sin, because of the earth, and you feel bad. There's nothing you can do about wars and rumors of wars and all that. As Jesus said, there will be wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet come. Oh, thank you, Lord. Just waiting for the other shoe to fall. Thank you. But he was pretty frank with us, Jesus was. So enjoy every moment of your life. Enjoy that you can breathe. Enjoy if you can walk. Enjoy your ability to walk, to speak, to see. And if you don't have the ability to do one or more of